Hey everyone, my name is Ryan. Welcome to Ryo Vision. Just last week, I posted a video with Jelly Roll and Logan Paul. Jelly choke slamming Logan Paul through Jimmy Kimmel's desk. That was pretty funny, I gotta say. But I actually did watch the whole entire show. Jelly was actually the guest host that night on Jimmy Kimmel. And I actually gotta say, he did a wonderful job being in that position. And all that action that you saw towards the end would happen towards the end of the show. Well, let me just tell this because there's little things in there I didn't actually put on there. But the big thing was Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre are at the sides of both Logan Paul and Jelly this as well too. This is going to be happening at SummerSlam. But before I even talk about more about SummerSlam, I want to talk back when this feud actually began, which was at that Saturday main event this couple weeks ago. Jelly came out to be alongside of Randy Orton when he was facing Drew McIntyre. It was one of those things what would happen if Joe was in a situation of being actually a wrestler, and would he actually defend Randy Orton because he was in trouble because both Drew and Logan Paul were attacking him. It was in that position, and then all of a sudden you see Jelly Roll entering that ring, wondering what he was going to do next. I think it was at the time it was Logan Paul actually striking at Randy Orton, and he actually defended him at the same time. But after this whole thing happened, of course, Drew McIntyre got a sucker punch known as the Claymore on Jelly. And this is where we are now with this whole feud actually happened at SummerSlam with this, believe it or not, a tag team match to happen. So it's going to be Randy Orton and Jelly Roll against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. So this is going to be a really fun contest, I got to say. Right away, I'm going to say, who do you guys actually think is going to win this match into this tag match? And before this all happened, I was hoping over on Friday night, believe it or not, when this whole thing actually did happen, I was really wanting to see a one-on-one action with Jelly Roll and Logan Paul. But you have to know this is going to be Jelly's first match. Will we actually be able to see more matches with him in the future with the WWE? That'd be kind of cool. Of course, there's one of those things when you have actors coming into wrestling, stuff like John Cena, although Drew McIntyre actually had his first movie last year. This as well too, with Batista's new movie. It was alongside, and he actually fought Batista, and Drew McIntyre were actually in there. Drew didn't last that. I think it was no more than 5 minutes in the movie, maybe. But I actually think he saw a little bit potential in Drew, maybe getting more acting in his future, maybe. But the whole thing I wanted to talk about was Jelly Roll and Logan Paul. At the same time, when I heard this being a tag match, I really thought for a second, I thought this was going to be a one-on-one match with these guys. But since this is Jelly's first match, I can actually see why this is going to be happening. And on the support with Randy Orton on his side. We got the legend killer on this side, Randy Orton. As you can tell, you can see I'm a big Randy Orton fan. I have been for the longest time, ever since he's been in there for the last, over 20 years or not. He's a legend. He's a feature Hall of Famer, which I know that right away. And over on Logan Paul's side, we have Drew McIntyre, which Drew is also a really good wrestler. And I have to say, Logan Paul has been in the business for 3 to 4 years now. And he's actually turning into a really good wrestler. Maybe a little cocky, I gotta say, but most of these wrestlers like that in their acting, you gotta realize, when it comes to WWE or any wrestling, they're acting. So they're really doing a really good job with what they do the best. And I feel Logan Paul's really fitting into that character, really good in the WWE. So I have to say, yes, we're having fun, aren't we? But the big question I really want to do with this video was, I really wish Jelly was facing Logan Paul on his one-on-one match. Could we possibly see that in the near future? If that were to happen, who do you actually think will win that match against Jelly Roll or Logan Paul? Leave your comments down below. It's just, I felt, the moment I heard this and we saw all this stuff on Saturday main event, and then the following Friday, there was a lot more action with this whole thing with both these teams of Jelly, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul. We knew that was going to turn into a tag match, but I was really, really, really hoping for a one-on-one match, but that didn't happen. But if it did happen, what do you guys would actually think where it would take place? Maybe next year at WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. That's a big possibility if that could happen. If the cards are right, if Jelly wants to stick with the wrestling. Oh yeah, the one thing I did want to mention too, because when Jelly did a choke slam on Logan Paul last week on Jimmy Kimmel, Did you guys recognize that move? It was a choke slam. This is the reason why I have this guy in back of me, The Undertaker. The Undertaker has actually been training with Jelly, believe it or not, which is a really cool thing because The Undertaker is a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He knows his moves. And once Jelly did that move, I'll say, wait a minute. The Undertaker has trained him because I recognize that move. And I was really shocked to actually see that. And he was trained by another wrestler, too, of Kevin Owens. This as well, too. So he's been trained by The Undertaker and Kevin Owens. I think Jelly's role is under really good hands with these two. And what's going to happen at SummerSlam? So leave your predictions of this as well, too, with this tag match. That's a quick turnaround because it's going to be happening not this week, but next weekend. But I also would like to see in the future maybe a one-on-one match with maybe Jelly Roll and Logan Paul. And who would actually win that contest? Leave your comments down below. I wouldn't want to say Jelly actually won. He's been outstanding ever since I think the WWE actually really likes Jelly Roll because he's actually been at a couple of these pay-per-view events, just not being there, but he's actually been singing songs for WWE, which he's a great country singer all around. Maybe he has the potential of being what Logan Paul is right now, and maybe be in that position maybe in the future if he wishes to be in the WWE. So there's a lot I can really talk about. Leave your comments down below with everything. And if you want to ask me any questions, go ahead and do so. But you can tell I'm really excited that we have another singer, I should say. This is actually the first time actually being in the position of the WWE. So other than that, my name is Ryan. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give me those thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time for more wrestling talk. See you guys later. Bye.